Hello and welcome to the SMI shooting floor on the Mahe Bengaluru campus. I'm Niret Alva and I'm here to speak about a brand new series that we're about to shoot. It's called PG Talks at SMI. We are here to speak to faculty members who are going to talk about these fantastic postgrad courses so that you know which one to apply for and which one to choose. Let's get into it. Hello and welcome to PG Talks at SMI. With us today is a special guest, Deepak Verma. Deepak, tell us a little bit about yourself and the program that you head at Srishti.
Okay, hi, I'm Deepak. I head the animation program at SMI. I'm an animator and a filmmaker. And the animation program here is for the MA is 2 years program where where the students learn how to, they come with basic understanding of animation. That's what we expect at an MA level, but it's an exploratory space for them to develop ideas and their practice and create films and animated works over the 2 years. Yeah.
Okay, so what are the sort of students that you hope to attract? Tell us a little bit about the people that you are targeting through this program.
Okay, so Srishti, I would really like to just give a context because Srishti is a very open atmosphere for learning. And we are encouraging in multidisciplinary stuff, and it's a master's program. So we are expecting students at least to have some understanding of animated media or moving image. Not necessarily that they have to have an undergraduate in animation, but if they have the passion for animation and storytelling, that is very important because it's largely, it becomes a self-taught space. So we are supporting their learning. So if they come with some prior experience or understanding, then that would be really helpful. However, we have students from all disciplines coming and joining us. So it's not necessarily that you have to have a degree or a certificate in it, but you really need to know that you are passionate about animating because it does require a lot of energy, effort and commitment towards it. So if you have kind of spent some time figuring that out for yourself, then that will be great. So
one of the ways you assess potential students joining is through the SOP and the EOC. So tell us a little bit about that process and how you evaluate applications.
Yeah, so SOP, which is statement of purpose, which is where I think your intent about why you want to do animation and why particularly you are also looking at Srishti as a place to pursue your masters, both are important. So I think if you can support your experience of working or learning with examples and influences or aspirations that you have towards the medium in your SOP, that would be great. And also I think if you have gone through our website and try to understand what we are doing here and align yourself with that, I think those two things can really make a strong statement of purpose, which is SOP and EOC, which is evidence of competence. Again, for an animation student, it is important to know how to at least have basic understanding of drawing and visual language, and storytelling. So in terms of EOC, it doesn't matter if it's some sample of animation would be very important, and it could be illustrations, it could be photography, it could be drawing. So a mix of it along with some sample work, at least an attempt to make an animation would really be good. That's what we are looking at.
How do you expect students to navigate the whole AI space now that is exploding every day, and there's so many options, there's so many ways you can work with technology without necessarily getting your hands dirty the way you had to earlier. How are you going to train students for that world that they're going into?
Okay, so when you think of AI, it certainly sounds that it's going to make life easier, and it may make life easier also because there is a lot of technology involved and you can take help from the AI to produce things. But at the same time, there are fundamentals that are required for a good story to be a good story, whether it's today or tomorrow or in past. There are some intrinsic things that are necessary. So I think those are the things that we are focusing at, and then with that, whether your artwork is generated through AI or through your work and a mix of both, I guess it doesn't matter. But what we are really looking at is that your personal connection to your story and where are you coming from when you're telling the story, and how responsible and how ethical are you in terms of telling the story. So, and how imaginative also, not just how playful. So I think in all of this, maybe we can eventually be working together with AI to make it happen, or as some people also make a very strong position of their own that they don't want to work with it. So we leave that choice also to students, but we are open to that conversation, and we bring that conversation in our classes. Yeah.
In India, you can do animation in so many different places, right? There are small institutes, there are fly-by-night operators, there are big, courses, some of them very expensive. So why PG animation at Srishti? If you had to answer the why, how would you answer that?
First of all, I think that it is, yeah, of course, you're right that animation is taught in so many places right now, and some people also believe that animation is about computers and learning softwares, and it's a tool. Softwares are tools that we all kind of need nowadays to make films and any kind of artwork. But again, I come back to the idea that Srishti is a multidisciplinary environment, and I think because in the way the curriculum is also structured, you're not necessarily only doing animation stuff here. You get a chance to work with other disciplines, other professionals, other kind of practitioners, and we have, you can learn, and animation is a very wide topic because it's applied in so many different ways. It's in education, it's in storytelling, it's in commercial spaces, and it's in art spaces. So it's really, and it's also about now in expanded media, a lot of AR, VR work is happening. So in that sense, where do you find your calling and a space that can allow you for that kind of an exploration, even at an MA level, which is a high stake level for many students because they are making an investment, they're making a career shift or a choice. So I think Srishti does support that madness, which we really appreciate in a student to have, and allow them to sort of find their sort of position and their calling and their interest in the discipline, which I think would make this program really special.
Building on what you just said, if I were to ask you, what are the kind of doors that open at the end of this course, what would you say?
So traditionally animation filmmaking and making your films and showing it in festivals is the most conventional and traditional form of, so we really encourage students to make a finished film in their final semester, and many times those films are coming in from their personal spaces, either they're about their city, about their family, about themselves, and we do really encourage local storytelling, local texture in our stories, because I think in terms of Indian animation and its identity also, it really, everybody are looking for that kind of work, so it's really grounded. And we have had students who have gone out and chosen to create, stay independent and not become part of studios and write for grants, get fellowships, and kind of survive in that way. Others also, they join studios, so that's the more conventional sort of setup out there in the industry. But many people also like to work in education sector, and so it's kind of diverse. And with new media coming in, they find themselves in gaming, they find themselves in museums, art spaces, all kind of stuff. So animation is really a wide, it's an interesting tool that is applied in many forms. And storytelling, because everything is becoming digital nowadays, everybody wants movement to excite people, excite curiosity and keep interest. So UI, UX, everywhere, I think people have found their way to make and move things and, make things interesting. Yeah.
Just a snapshot of what 2 years here doing this course is like.
Yeah, so we do start with an assumption that students are coming with some prior understanding. So I would say that we don't necessarily we revisit some of the fundamentals like drawing, animation principles. We're not necessarily saying that we are teaching you all of these things, because I guess MA is a very short time to start from that level. But for the first 3 semesters are kind of structured where you are provided different inputs in terms of techniques, mediums, materials, stories, and revisiting the fundamentals with all kinds of courses. For example, I can say that you do some things in new media, some things in traditional animation, some bit of independent study in sort of software learning and revisiting drawing. And then I think we come back to the 4th semester, which is the final capstone, that students, where they have to propose their ideas and their scripts, and they make their films. Yeah.
Deepak, that's your camera. Speaking into that, if you were to address potential students, what would you say to them?
So I think I've already kind of explained much of it about the program, but I would say that if you are really interested in animation and really interested in storytelling, and you want to be a part of a community which really appreciates that individual voice in you, then I think Srishti is the best place. Yeah.
Deepak Verma, thank you very much.